Hello, friends.
Hey, everybody.
We are here. I'm Leah.
I'm Maureen.
To talk to you a little bit about the memo that went out about the non-discussables and the racial affinity group. And we wanted to just have some faces and voices share the information that was in the email and also clarify a couple things.
Definitely. So thanks to everybody who participated in the non-discussable data. Our goal is to definitely reduce the non-discussables. So we just wanted to clarify a few things. Firstly, that there were instructions for managers to step out of the room. That was really designed to protect folks in the room, but definitely not to stop any conversations or communications that have either been happening or that you want to happen.
Absolutely. The goal is to eliminate those non-discussables. So if you want to start a conversation with your manager, you're welcome to do so, but only if you feel that you can or that you want to. We want to increase conversation, but make sure that folks are feeling safe and affirmed.
Yeah. And also in that memo came out some information where we had talked to you all about a new governing body that's coming out. That is now called the Employee Equity Council. And it's a governing body, as we shared in these meetings, that's going to advise senior management on equity-focused priorities and how to implement them. Basically, we're coming from a core belief that those who have to implement and are impacted by different policies should have a seat at the table when these decisions are being made.
Absolutely. They're open to all non-management staff who we define as people that don't supervise another person. So you may not be called a manager, but we're considering you part of the management team. And the idea is that there is a management team coming. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. So that's on our agenda as well. And really, this will be a couple times a month of meeting, 2 retreats a year. And because of that, because of the time commitment and because of the accountability, there is a quarterly bonus.
What? Paid?
I know, cash flow and everything, to compensate you for your time.
Absolutely.
The other thing is that we need to know what you need to make that feasible and realistic. So that means what would you need to see in a reduction in caseload or billing requirements or other job duties so that allows you to participate fully and not feel pressured to be somewhere else.
Definitely. Ask for what you need and think big, dream big. We definitely are going to be fiercely advocating on your behalf, which leads into the nomination process.
Yay!
So,
and the nominees are?
as the Oscars say. So the memo, actually, we wanted to clarify something. It used the word nominee and appointee interchangeably, and that's actually not accurate. So you are welcome to nominate as many folks as you want from your program. Everybody. If all of you want to be on it, nominate yourselves. Self-nominations are highly encouraged.
We want that.
And also just sharing too, managers, this is another time we're going to ask you to leave the room so that folks can have this conversation amongst themselves. Definitely we're doing our best to interrupt any of the inadvertent power dynamics that can happen. So staff will meet, you guys will talk, and y'all will select a person. Send us all of your nominees, send them please to Leah and Maureen, at the latest by November 28th. However,
we'll take them early.
We love early nominations.
Anytime, really.
Send it our way. Also,
include, absolutely. Include those things that we talked about. So whatever accommodations or release time that you would need to make that successful, which may be different from person to person, but make sure it's included in your email so that we can advocate.
Definitely. And the goal is that this isn't an added responsibility, right? We want to reduce your current job so that this becomes part of your job. So Leah and I will review the nominees and we'll work with management to negotiate and coordinate the release time that you've asked for so that you can be successful. We are going to bend over backwards.
Absolutely. We'll work with Audra and Chris and Allison to really look at honoring your requests and making them as close to what your original request is as possible.
And also to clarify, managers' input is absolutely valuable in this process, but the ultimate goal in what we're trying to create here is a council that represents the perspectives of all of those, particularly those who are often marginalized and least considered, in an effort to center all these voices.
So, that being said, if you're on a PIP, performance improvement plan, you know what it is. Do not self-disqualify. We want to hear from you. When we say all perspectives, we really mean all. And just because there's a performance issue doesn't mean that you're not valid or that you can't have a seat at the table.
Absolutely. And lastly, just to clarify or remind even that we are resurfacing all of the racial affinity spaces. So we're looking for racial affinity facilitators. There will be 7 affinity spaces that you see in the memo. If you're interested, even if you've never facilitated before, even if you're just interested, let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to see that email.
In particular, we're looking for 1 from Oakland and 1 for Pittsburgh for each of the 7 affinity spaces. So you'll get support, you'll get mentorship. If it interests you, hit us up. We
And there's a
definitely wanna go.
compensation for that too. So much like participating in the Employee Equity Council, being a racial affinity leader comes with a compensation for your time and energy and support.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for taking time, Leah. We wanted to show our faces, say hi, so you didn't have to read another big, long email. Look forward to seeing y'all soon. Thanks.
Bye.